Okay, so alternate interior angles, we know that alternate means opposite sides. So that means they're on different sides of the transversal. And then interior means it's inside the two parallel lines. So these are alternate interior angles, A and C, which means that A is equal to C. Those angles are congruent. And B is equal to D. Those two angles are also congruent because they are alternate interior angles. And we know that alternate interior angles are congruent. So let's write that down. So we'll just write it down here. So alternate interior angles are on opposite sides of the transversal. And are congruent. So remember, this is the transversal. Any questions so far before we get into the practice? Okay, so our first example, we have, there's our parallel lines. Here's our transversal. We know this angle is 64. I want to know this missing angle. Well, these two angles are inside, they're interior because they're inside of the parallel lines. And then they're on opposite sides, which means they're alternate interior angles. So then we know these angles are equal. So that means then that this unknown angle right here is also 64 degrees. Okay, and then we're gonna have to do some solving for our second example. So now we have 64 here, and then we know that this angle is 12x plus 4. So again, we have to remember that these are alternate interior angles. Okay, they're inside the parallel lines and they're on opposite sides of our transversal, which tells us then that the relationship between these is that they are equal. So we just set these angles equal to each other and we can solve for x. So 12x plus 4, we know that this angle is equal to this angle, which is 64. All right, I'll pause there. Any questions how I got that equation? Feel free, you can unmute and ask, or you can send it in the chat. Okay, so now back to Algebra 1 last year, which is solving equations. We need to solve for x. So first we get rid of this plus 4. We subtract 4 from both sides. Oops. Leaving us with 12x equals 64 minus 4, which is 60. Then we need to get rid of this 12 in front of x. So we divide both sides by 12 and x equals 5. So those are the two types of problems you're going to be doing on your assignment for alternate interior angles. Any questions so far? All right, so let's go ahead and open our workbooks then to the alternate interior angles assignment. So that is on page 11. Oh yes, let me leave the notes for a second. If you just joined us, go ahead. You can just like screenshot the notes. Here's the notes. And then that way you can use them on the assignment because we're going to switch over right now to our workbook to page 11. If you already did it, you're free to go. So you guys can just check the message on Tuesday that I send out, or the announcement that says what we'll be covering. And then if you've already done it, you don't have to come. That's no problem, Melissa. Yeah, if you just want to take a quick screenshot or a picture. And then we'll get started. All right, looks like we got it. All right, so these ones go pretty quick, the first page. So for number 1, if this angle is 99, we want to know what this angle is. Well, we know that alternate interior angles are equal, they're congruent. So since this one's 99, this angle is also 99. If this angle's 130, then this angle's also 130. Okay, go through really quickly and do 3 through 10. And that way we can spend our time focusing on the ones where we have to solve.
Okay, I have a question for the ones we solved.
Uh-huh.
Like I got them all down, but I just have like a quick question about them. When we're solving, can we get a fraction?
You should not get a fraction.
Okay.
So if you did, is that on 12 and 13, Dakota?
No, 12 and 13. 12 and 13. I really didn't. I didn't do because I didn't understand those ones. It was 19.
Yeah,
I got I got x equals 49 over 49 fifths.
Okay, we'll go over them. I'm hoping we're going to get through all of page 12.
Okay.
So let's see. So this page was pretty easy. So we know number 3, then this angle is 112. This one's 98. This one's 109. Does everyone have their workbooks too, by the way? I forgot to check. I know a lot of you do because I've been seeing it as you turn in work. Okay, good. If you don't, let me know. Send me in the chat that you don't so we can figure out what happened to your workbook. Okay, so I will do, let's see, we have 7 people. So I'll do the first 3 with you guys, and then I'm gonna let you guys try one, and then we'll go over them together. So for number 11, again, these are alternate interior angles. So we know that they're equal to one another. So we get 4x plus 5 equals 45. So we're just setting those 2 angles equal to each other so we can solve for x. We subtract 5 from both sides. 4x equals 45 minus 5, which is 40. Divide both sides by 4, and x equals 10. And we can check it, right? This should equal 45. So 4 times 10 is 40. 40 plus 5 is 45. That gives us our congruent angles. Okay, number 12. We have 8x plus 4 for one angle, and then its alternate interior angle is 9x minus 3. So again, we just set those 2 angles equal to each other because we know they're congruent. And now we just have to solve. So we can add 3 to both sides first. Then we have 8x plus 7 equals 9x. Then we would subtract 8x from both sides, leaving us with 7 equals 9x minus 8x is just x. So x equals 7. Any questions on 12?
Yeah, I just have a question. Okay, so basically, you're just going to do like the regular map, but instead have 2 different parts.
Yeah, you're going to set up the equation. All you're doing is setting the 2 angles equal to each other. So it doesn't matter If it's a number or if it's an expression with a variable, you're still their alternate variable, so you just set them equal to one another.
Okay. Does it matter? Does it matter which number you use? Like, can you use 4 instead, or it has to be that one number, like a certain number? How would you know?
There's only one answer.
No, I'm talking about, okay, yeah, no, I got the answer. That's what I'm trying to ask. In the first part, yes.
You could have subtracted 4 from both sides?
Yes, would you still get this? Okay.
You would still get the same answer. You should. Do you want me to show you?
Yes.
So let's go back here. So let me just write it down. 8x plus 4 equals 9x minus 3. So you could have also, yeah, there's lots of things we could have done. We could have subtracted 8x, we could have subtracted 4, or we could have subtracted 9x. I just happened to add 3. But either, it doesn't matter the order you do it, you'll still get the same answer. So if you subtract 4 from both sides, those cancel out, leaving you with 8x, which equals 9x minus 7. Then we need to move all the x's to one side. So then we would have to subtract 9x from both sides. And then 8x minus 9x is negative 1x, which equals negative 7. There's just a little bit more work this way. And then we'd have to get rid of the negative 1. So we divide both sides by negative 1. And then x equals negative 7 divided by negative 1, which is positive 7.
Okay, that makes sense. Because that's something I was confused about with 16. With 12 and 16, because I didn't understand which number you had to use.
Got it. Perfect. Good job. Thanks, Dakota. Yes, ask questions. Good. And okay, let me do number 13. I know if we have 4 minutes. Okay, so we have x plus 60 equals 50. So again, we're solving for x, which means we need to subtract 60 from both sides. So x equals 50 minus 60, which is negative 10. And we can check negative 10 plus 60. Yep, that's 50, just like it should be. Okay, let's try them. So I'm going to give each of you a problem to try. There's no pressure. It's okay if you get it wrong, if you get stuck. This is a safe spot, so don't be shy. It's good for you to, and then you might have more questions. So let's have Alyssa do 14, Bella do 15, and this is when I lose people. The same thing happened earlier. Okay, and then Dakota 16, Regina 17, and Solomon 18. I'll give you guys a few minutes. And you guys can send me questions in the chat too if you get stuck or you have any questions. No, you guys don't have to type the answers. We'll just go through it and you'll tell me the steps that you did.
I need help on one part.
Okay. So Dakota, we'll do it when we get to your problem. Is that fine? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Are most of you guys finished, or do you guys need more time? Okay, no one said they needed more time, so let's go ahead because it's already 1:30. Hopefully we can probably get through these in about 5 minutes if that's okay with you guys. All right, Alyssa, can you tell me what was your equation that you set up?
I'm guessing I have to use the mic for this.
Sure, yes.
Okay, so I set up 10x plus 13 equals 83.
Perfect.
And then I took away 13 from 13 and then 13 from 83.
Great.
And then I divided 10 from 70 and I got 7.
Perfect. Very good. Thank you, Alyssa. Number 15, Bella, what was your equation? Okay. If you were to set up an equation, it would be, Bella did in her head, but it would be 11x minus 8 equals 80. So we add 8 to both sides. 11x equals 88. And so Bella, what was your final answer? Yes, x equals 8. Very good. All right, next.
Okay, I did 12x plus 12 equals 13x plus 3.
Very good.
I subtracted 3 from the 3 and 12, and I got 12x plus 9 equals 13x.
Very good.
And then do 12 from each side?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Very good, Dakota.
Okay, and then 12 from each side.
Yep. So we still have 9.
9 equals 1x.
Yep, which is just x. There's x. X equals 9.
Okay.
Thank you, Dakota. Solomon, did you have 17 or 18? We lost someone. Oh, Solomon, I know you're talking. It's not working.
He had 18.
Okay. Solomon had 18. Is your volume not work? Is his volume not working, Dakota, or his mic?
Yes.
Okay. So let's see. I think everyone got it, and I want to reward you guys for staying. So is everyone okay with not doing the last 4? I think so. You guys got it. So just don't even worry about 17, 18, 19, and 20.
Would you mind going over 20 or do we not have enough time?
No, I can definitely go over 20. So we have x plus 95, and then they didn't give us a number, but they gave us this right angle. So since we know this is a right angle, we know it's 90 degrees. And so we would just set them equal to each other. So x plus 95 equals our alternate interior angle, which is 90. And so then we would solve for x. So we would subtract 95 from both sides. And so x would equal -5. Do you guys want me to do the rest? We can do 17, 18, and 19. It's up to you guys.
I had one question about 19.
Yes.
Okay. So I did it, but it's I got the fraction, so can I see what I did?
Yep.
Okay. I did 5x plus 11
Good.
equals 60. And
Did
then
you put 60 or 66?
I put 60.
There you go. That's probably the problem.
Okay.
That does kind of look like a zero.
I thought it was 60. Okay.
So let's finish it though, Dakota. So then what would you do?
You do 11 minus 11 and 11 minus 66.
Yep.
And then it'll be 5x. So 5x. So 11, that'll be 55.
Good.
And then you do 55 divided by 5, and that gives you 11.
Excellent, Dakota. Yep, you've got it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now.
Good. All right. Well, what the heck? We'll just finish these two also. So x plus 56 equals 50. So then we just subtract 56. And x equals -6. Any volunteers want to tell me number 18? Down to 4. Then there were 4.
I'll do it.
Okay, Dakota.
4 plus 14x equals 130. Then subtract 14. Four subtracted on both sides, and that would give you 140 subtracted by would give you 126.
Good.
And then 126 divided by 14 give you 9.
Good. Excellent, Dakota. Thank you. All right. Any questions on alternate interior angles?